Jesus told his disciples, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." The occasion for this statement was a farewell sermon Jesus gave to his disciples after he had finished eating the last supper he would ever have in mortality. He knew that the time had come for him to begin the agony needed to atone for the sins of the world, and he knew what awaited him. However, the rest of the men that were with him had no idea what was about to happen. They were celebrating the Passover, and were no doubt in a festive mood. Yet, in just a few short hours, their cheery mood would quickly turn to fear, and within less than 24 hours, they would be in shock as their master's lifeless body was lowered from the cross and placed in a tomb. It was because of this knowledge that Jesus knew that they were completely unprepared for what was about to happen. And so he tried to prepare them to cope with the fear and doubt that they would soon be experiencing. This was the context for why Jesus said to them, "Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. My peace I leave with you." What Jesus told his disciples that day also applies to us as well, because everyone has times in their life when we will experience pain, sorrow, heartbreak, worry, disappointment, doubt, and fear. And it's at times like this that people wonder, how do I get this peace? Many Christians believe that we're living in the last days, where, the scriptures tell us, there will be wars and rumors of wars, and that the whole earth will be in commotion. With so much wickedness and dangers going on all around us, how can we possibly find peace, joy, and contentment in the midst of all this turmoil? How do we receive the peace of God which passeth all understanding when peace has been taken from the earth? The simple answer is to have faith in Christ. But what does that really mean? To have faith in someone means trusting them. This is the kind of faith that young children have in their parents. It's the kind of faith that doesn't question or doubt. And it's the kind of faith that identifies a true believer in Christ. Believing in Christ means that when he tells us to do something, we completely accept whatever he asks us to do, even or especially when we don't understand why. Jesus told his disciples, "Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you." But how do we find that peace when our heart is full of sorrow and our mind is troubled? During that short time that Jesus spent seeking to strengthen and comfort his disciples before making his way to the Garden of Gethsemane, he prayed unto the Father in their behalf, saying, "This is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent." The way that we come to know someone is by being with them, and the longer we're with them, the more we come to know if we can trust their word. In order for us to know if we can trust the promises of Jesus, we have to come to know him, not just intellectually, but personally. But how do we do that? Jesus told his disciples, "Ye are my friends." Friends associate with one another because they like each other. They enjoy doing things together, going to places together, and just hanging out and talking with one another. The only way that we can come to know Jesus is to become his friend. And the way we do that is by doing those things that he enjoys doing, going to places that he likes going to, and sometimes just taking the time to have a warm, personal conversation with him. Being a friend to Jesus also means watching out for his interests, defending him from ridicule and scorn, and being willing to do what he asks. And all he asks is for us to love him and to love our neighbor as ourself. When we truly come to know God, the Eternal Father, and his Son Jesus Christ, we come to understand how much they truly care for us. But without that knowledge, we often don't recognize or are unwilling to receive the blessings that God has for us. There will be times when the load seems heavy we're called to bear, but Jesus says to his friends, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me." Life in mortality is not meant to be easy, because we grow as we struggle through life's challenges. But even so, God has compassion on us and will do what he can to help ease the burdens we must carry if we will let him. This was the message that Jesus gave his disciples as he sought to help them face the difficult times that laid ahead of them. And it's the same message that he gives us today. As we travel along life's difficult and sometimes dark paths, this is how we too can come to find Christ's promise of peace, joy, and happiness.